And greetings and salutations, one and all. And how are we today? The first weekend after Christmas, and obviously the final weekend before the new year. Welcome to Saturday Night Reaver. No Reaver Titans tonight. We have some Armoured Clash for you. So I started last night assembling these two little tanks. Position camera. So these are what they call, knock the camera down. These are Galahads for the Crown faction. So they're sort of like a mainline battle tank that you would use. Oh, hello, Go For It Painting and Arnold. How are you today? And thank you for dropping in. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. Well, obviously, obviously we want to have wonderful Christmases, all of us. And did Father Christmas bring you anything nice for you to play with over the sort of New Year period? I got no models. Oh, obviously, because as some of you might know, there's been a lot of car problems that I've been having recently. So there wasn't a lot of money. So basically, he said, like, we'll just get, one or two little things. And so I can show you the best thing that I got. So I'm gonna have to just take that out a sec. 2 sets. Hi, how are you? So, yes, it's me. It's me. Yeah, so a Mandalorian helmet, which I am going to paint. So, but I'm just gonna enjoy it for the time being until I get round to. It takes a lot to think of what sort of colours I want to do, and obviously I need to get some decent marking tape for the visor because it's kind of built in. I don't fancy trying to take it out, so I'll mask it off and then do some spraying, I feel. But that is pretty awesome. It's actually quite comfy as well. It's not like one of the high-end quality ones, but it is one piece mold, so it's not even 3D printed. So can't say fairer than that. Hi guys! So it is something that I have always wanted. So, but yeah, so that was pretty cool. I'll have that in the background there. So yes, it's all good, all good. Let's waving to Arnold. Time for building. So that was nice, which is cool. So yeah, so far, so built the 2 tanks in the Galahads, because you can build these as Tristan's and one other vehicle. No, Tristan's. So these are medium tank. Oh, they're a medium tank. Tristan is an armoured transport. So basically the front is different. It has like a door at the front there, so it just trundles up and disgorges. But yeah, so we've got them. We've also got some cavalry, which are horse guards cavalry. Now, obviously I do these unboxing videos, and I unboxed this. But what I didn't realise is that each sprue has 5 horses on. It only says that you get 5 horses in the box set, but in actual fact, you get 10. So I started painting them on. I thought I'd paint them on the sprue. Sorry, but I'll paint them on the sprue. So because they're like cyber horses, I didn't paint the internal bits here, so they'll glue together fine. And then I can paint up the actual dudes as well that sit upon these little fillies and stallions and colts. So that is what we've got planned, and these are what we've got planned as well. But yes, so what's that? Oh, they've got the raised tiles in, but on reflection, 1 box would have been enough. You bought 3. Oh, is that the for legions? Those raised floors. Horses? Sorry, what did I miss? Yeah, so this is Armoured Clash I'm working on tonight. So we've got 2 Galahad tanks, but I've also got the Horse Guards cavalry for the crown. But in the box, this happens a lot, and I love War Cradle for this. That's not legions, is it? No, it's not. Not tonight, because I thought it's about time I did some. I've got to get myself doing stuff because I've been really struggling recently for motivation. I have, which I did off screen actually, which you would have seen. Finished these dudes. So the Emperor's Children javelins. So we've got 4 javelins, 2 with las cannons, 2 with missiles. We have 6 bases of scimitars. I was mucking about with the focus the other week, so no, still got to work on that. I'm sure I've done the. Right, let's get that going. That's audio. I don't need audio. That's fine. There's that one. Right. So I'm just looking at the looking for the settings on that, but I don't want to fuck about with that really. Try properties. Oh no, it's the same thing. That's all the same thing. Right. Right. So yeah, so scimitars, the land speeders, little bikes. I was thinking about maybe doing a little bit extra detailing on the front of them, but yeah, so I got them done and dusted, so that was nice. Right, 2 seconds, I've just got to organise what I'm doing. Well, that's the thing, I've had those for a couple of months, mate, so it was annoying that I hadn't done anything with them. I started building. I see it's a lot better than. So obviously, when I'm doing a little show, you can actually see much better. Makes a change. Right. Now, what I was thinking is obviously with my the Sovereign, which is that beastie. Now, I did also paint a little guard. There's 2 of them on there. There's that one. But do I paint the rest of the tanks to match the colour of this thing? Because I went with grey, which was like a land battleship to me. But do I paint these in the same coloration to blend with that? Because then that's the same feel as like the airship. Or do I go green? I'm not. It's a doozy, but I might just do that, because then at least the tanks will be same style, if you know what I mean. And then pick out with the golds and stuff. Yeah. So what I'll do first then is try and find the paint. I did have some Skitari dudes paint, well, base coated anyway. So that was something. Semi-organised. I did have a terrible time the other day where I used this sort of cheap super glue like this. They can get a bit stuck sometimes if you don't clean the tops. The nozzle sticks to there, so you have to sort of try and then unscrew that, which is hard enough in itself. But I got lazy, because where you take it off, the whole thing comes off. So I'd left it like that and didn't realise I knocked it over. and so what was left in there, I decided to go over my desk, stuck to my daylight bulb lamp to the desk. Yeah, so got that off and ripped some of the bottom of it off, like because it's like foam for stability and soften at their comfort. So that was fun. Stuck this mat to the desk, so got that off, and then had to basically, luckily the top was varnished, so I managed to pull that off, and yes, fun times. Right, so let's get that out of the way. Where's the belcher? Booba shaker. No, I'm fully committing. I'll just keep going. Hope. There. I'm going to do a big flat brush. I'm going to go over these with you are English, am I? So I like using a flat brush when applying this, because obviously it's easier to get it everywhere. But it's gonna get coloured over anyway. I'm gonna do a Mornfang, watered down Mornfang wash kind of thing, and go over it all, because that will do like the wear and tear on the tracks, and then I'll pick out colours after that. Hey, g'day Ben, you non-Australian brummy. And Lorek, hello. Greetings and salutations to you. Welcome. We are doing some flying by the seat of my pants painting, as always. So quick and dirty, but that's how I roll, and I've gotten away with it so far. So I'll keep going, because it does add to my sort of aesthetic, the way I paint, because obviously that's why I paint it this way. Like, hello. I'm not one for fine detail and, you know, all that jazz. I don't have the focus for it, really. I do things quickly, but where I've done it a lot, I've sort of refined my technique, I guess. So it normally comes out okay. So fingers crossed, eh? And there was actually yesterday, they did announce some new stuff for January's releases. So they've got a flying aircraft carrier for the Commonwealth, who are basically the Russian Soviet, no, not Soviet, but the Russian Lithuanian, I think they're Lithuanian faction. I've got the flying aircraft carrier, and it does look rather sweet. My Avalon flying aircraft carrier for my Crown is very jealous, because it does look pretty cool. But you know how flying aircraft carriers can be. Very pininicky. So what is everybody doing today? And did you all have a nice Christmas, more importantly? Did you receive lots of goodies? Or kits? Or anything hobby related? What's occurring? Are you still recovering from turkey overdose? Or chicken? I had chicken myself. But, yeah. I had a time. And time was cool, I guess. So, it's actually quite embarrassing when the other week I was working on some I think it was Legions Imperialis, and one of the guys from War Cradle dropped into the stream. Oh, that doesn't look like Armor Clash. So I may suggest that did have an influence on tonight's stream. So, and plus, you know, I've got to get a battle group done, and obviously I've already done the main vehicle from this, because Crown is my army. So my first fleet was Crown. So it makes sense that my first army for Armoured Clash should also be Crown. Working on my Sororitas Canoness at the moment. No good for me, the way I like it. Oh, you miserable son. But that is your choice. Almost like an incel towards presents. What? I'm glad you're actually getting on with your Sororitas anyway, Ben. I think they needed your masterly attention after your Gulliman. Excellent. Ow. So, right. Get a few things sorted out here quickly. Right. Actually, I want to just make sure that there's a little bit of paint. groovy, 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 groovy. Tonight I'm brought to you by Pepsi Max and Jack Daniel's Honey. The only way to fly. What's that? Better? 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 Ow, fun. I've definitely strained my hand. You get over there, you. I don't know where you are. Ooh. That'll be fine. That's gold. Don't want that. Don't want that either. I only saw you the other day. Where were you? So I'm currently looking for some Mornfang Brown, which I know I've got because I have. But they're still losing dragons. It's 9 times out of 10. It's right under my nose. Oh, that's right. Balthasar gold. 10 bits. Oh, you are being such arse. Where the hell are you? Honestly, I saw it only like... Oh, there it is. It's there. It's right there, Lee. Right under your nose. I'll put a shaker it. And now the other thing I'm looking for is gone walkabouts as well, which is a pipette. You know, I normally leave things right in the most obvious of places, but obviously not. I found another Mornfang Brown. Oh, how handy. What box did I get? I got, this is the from the Sovereign box. So, Sovereign Battle Group set. Within that, you get the Sovereign, which can also be done as the Monarch, which is the big artillery piece there. 2 Galahads, or you can build them as the Tristan Assault Transport. So that's the Tristan. Galahad, medium tank. Tristan Assault Transport. Black Watch Assault Dragoons. So you've got 4 of these in total. You have the Boars Heavy Bombard, or the Mordred Heavy Artillery. And on the box it says 5 Horse Guards. So basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, I lied. So 5 Horse Guards. So it's basically 10 horses. So it's 5 bases, 10 horses. That makes sense now, because I just thought, oh, we got extra ones, but that's what they meant, is the 5 stands. Okay, I'm with you now. So we got the land ship I've done. I've added you get two little resin infantry dudes just to plop on there, so I've painted them. And yeah, I haven't stuck them anywhere or anything. Well, they're just standing on it for the time being. So that's the sort of colour we're going to try and replicate on these. I did contemplate doing green. I've decided no, because I haven't really got any decent greens that I like. Whereas I know that will look good because I've done it already. Well, that's the theory at least, anyway. Just checking for a pipette. I used to have 3. Can I find 1? No. Nope. So put some water in. If there's more water. You want this quite fluidy. That is a word. I made it up. So I'll see how that goes. I'm just going to go over the whole lot of it. Because obviously with that on here, that will also help when I add the other colours to the armour. Because obviously sometimes with metallics they can be a little bit resistant for paint over, so with this it will actually assist it a little bit. Have no fear, I know what I'm doing. Yeah. Yeah, I missed out on the Singapore box, but as I say, I've got the introduction, the Crown introductionary box set. I've also got obviously the Sovereign here, and I've also got some of the Union, the Union starter box set, which was the one with the big train. They've just announced that they've got the train Lakota set coming out next month, along with the Dystopian Wars Commonwealth flying aircraft carrier, which looks rather sweet. So now, so there's quite a lot watered down. As I say, I'm doing the whole lot. I will be painting over the armour plates and that anyway. I'll move that to one side. Kit Bash Oddities, what's up, people? Well, at the moment, I'm up. Yeah, greetings and salutations. Welcome to the stream. I'll plonk that over here, and I'm going to give it a bit of a blast with a hairdryer. So. Another 30 odd seconds or so. Yeah, so what are you up to, Kit Bashed Oddities, on this fine Saturday evening? It is Saturday evening, isn't it? Yeah, so Christmas, you know what it does to you. Your brain gets all kerfuddled and mixed up. And just now I've got brown fingers. Well done. Well done, Lee. So, that's one. Yeah, I was really like thought, oh wow, I've actually discovered something, and this is awesome. But I jumped the gun, not the shark. I jumped the gun, which is annoying. Well, that is a tasty beverage. A little blast. So this is kind of a form of stippling, in a way. This is actually utilising Mechanica Standard Grey on here, and even back when it was like the foundation paints that they brought out in the sort of late noughties, they had an Adeptus Mechanicus Battle Grey, which is very similar to what Mechanica Standard Grey became. And I always remember when I first got my very first super heavy tank, which was a Arcurian pattern shadow sword, because I love shadow swords. I used that in a sort of similar sense where I would get a bit of paint on the brush, wipe off a little bit of the excess, and then just brush one direction, because then it gave a streaky look. And if you made sure you've done it in the same direction, the streaky look would actually help with like the weathering side of things, because it looked like, you know, it's been sat in the rain for, you know, however long. It's like rain streaks, and that's what I really liked about the effect on that. So that's the thing with painting. It's not just like use of paints, but it's also directions and brushes and what you use to achieve the look that you are after. So we will get this. We can see how the brown and the grey sort of mingling to give you that weathered effect. So there's bits you've got to pick out, which will also be given a bit more of a treatment with other colours. Like more pure colour on the top section, and then diluted with the stipple down the bottom, because obviously that's where the mud is. Yes. Spin the brush as well does make a difference. So that's a one. bits are left there, they're going to be sort of more silvered up, like the plating bits that I've done around the side and here, because you want to have a little bit of extra detailing to sort of like, you know, make it look a little bit more, yeah, cool. I might need to get hold of some more mechanical standard grenade. Right. Second tank. Nice. Nice. Now, the missing colour is null oil. Oh, that's some null oil. Hey, that's in handy. Thanks for the chills. See you again soon. Yeah, see you later, buddy. I hope your hill problem, your raised platform problem. I'm sure you'll be able to get rid of that somewhere. Easy enough. If you wanted to, of course. But until next time, buddy. Booby checker. Right, we're going to go with something a little different on the sides here. We're going with a red. The reason I'm doing this in a red, because it does actually have on the artwork red on the tank, which will also help make the gold stand up when I use it. Ooh. Right. More chocolate. Orange quality street. Nice. Good. And we're going to go with a red one. I'm assuming everybody has seen Fulgrim, or the new Fulgrim at least. And what was your thoughts upon new Fulgrim? Try this one, improve that. Well, hello. Hello, Jinx. And how is my hobby daughter? Long time no speak. So, it's good to see you. What sort of trouble are you getting yourself into today? As you can see, I'm just doing some filigree. I believe that's what they call it. Life's been interesting to say the least. I know that feeling. It'll be very good all day, I'll have you know. That's what I like to hear. You've been a good little girl and not getting yourself into trouble. Yeah, as I was saying earlier on, well, I've said before in previous shows, I've been having lots of trouble recently with my car, which that's always fun, isn't it? Because I know how you love car trouble. So yeah, that's been a bit of a dick. I'm doing all that gold. I'm always getting, yes, you are. But even with the interesting stuff, did you get anything nice that you wanted for Christmas? Did Father Christmas? Or Santa Claus? Or Cooler Shaker? I don't know. Whoever does deliveries of presents. Did you get anything nice? That's what I'm trying to get at. Oh, fun. 0 out of 10. I do not recommend. The old trip advisors from the Fright Nights. I saw, honestly, I saw a reel earlier on. It's for a new Aliens game that's out on Xbox. And it's like, yeah, if you were watching it, I knew exactly how you'd be reacting. Like jump scares and all that sort of thing, bloody aliens popping out everywhere, having to resuscitate you. Money, yeah, our old friend. Money for Christmas. See, like my Christmas like bonus sort of thing well, it's not so much of a bonus. It's basically, well, it's just basically the boss gives us a Christmas present of cold hard cash. I actually ended up using that towards getting Christmas presents for other people. So I'm not really, well, apart from I did get some Games Workshop vouchers, so like online vouchers. So I did order myself. Actually, yesterday I ordered it. Some Legions Imperialis stuff, so a Thunderhawk gunship and a box of bugger, the little fast nippy tanks, the sabers. That's it, sabers. So you get 8 little nippy tanks in a box. So 4 of them with like a neutron lasery type weapon, and the other 4 have autocannons. So what's not to like? I'm old. No, you're not old. Nowhere are you anywhere near being old, Jinx. Have you been hobbying at all? Or has life been too much of a fucker to allow you to have some peace and quiet and painting? No, I don't blame you passing. It's like, ooh. But I haven't played anything. Well, Space Marine 2 I've played, but that's a communal game, and most of the people I've been playing with in the past have not been playing it. So it's like, oh. And I really got because I used to play obviously other games, and like Borderlands and stuff like that. I used to love Borderlands. But again, because the friends I was playing with, you could only have so many people, and like Destiny as well. It was mostly Destiny, actually, come to think of it, and having to sort of go off and play with like randoms, sort of thing. And when you're playing with people that you actually know, it's a lot more fun because you got that friendship and all that sort of stuff. But as I call it, slumming it, it's not so much fun. A lot of the time, people don't actually talk, and you can only do so much chatting at the computer screen. So at the end of the day, you say you play these games to hang out with. It's really weird. It's like, although my friends online are people that I've met online, I may have met some of them in real life as well, but you don't want to meet more online people. There's only so many people you can deal with. No, that's enough. No more. It is full. I've not picked up a brush for over a year. Oh my god. Yo, Foxhole Games. Hello. I just slipped. Bugger. Sorry, I can tidy that up. Wow. A year. That's a long old time not to be painting. And you're so good at it. No? But again, you've got to have. There's been a couple of nights recently where I've sat down here with the intent to paint, and then I just don't. I literally just sat here the other night, just looking over at stuff, and I ended up, actually it was last night, I ended up I was watching this thing, a guy was talking about, there was a TV series in the early 2000s called Rome, which I absolutely loved, but they only done 2 seasons, and this guy's come out, so like there was planned to do 5 seasons, and here's the reason why. It was like a 40-odd minute video, and like with most videos, it goes on and on about things that are like, you know, we all know, and not getting to the point. There was interviews there with like certain people, but they're not talking about what the thumbnail was and stuff. But they're basically saying that from when it was cancelled, like Rome was cancelled during pre-production of the 2nd season. They said like, you'll get the 2nd season, you'll do the 2nd season, but you're going to have to do whatever you want to do. You're not getting any more, basically. So where they may have had a plan, because it was like a treatment, as they call them, a 199-page treatment, which was a 5-year arc sort of thing. And Rome season 1 got lots of critical praise, and that it won 4 Emmys, I think. It was put up for 8. It won 4. So it was really well received, sort of thing. And then it would go to DVD back in those days, because obviously streaming wasn't really a thing as much. But getting the revenue stuff from that takes time. So in the meantime, like they've greenlit the 2nd season, they're starting pre-production and stuff, and the other thing was that HBO, who were doing it, actually had 2 smaller partners as taking up part of the money side of things, which was the BBC, who was investing £10 million, and Rai Italia, who was putting up £15 million. So, no, sorry, is that what we're at? BBC done 15 million, and Rai Italia done 10 million, and 85 million was on the shoulders of HBO. Now, with that, a lot of that budget, not only did they have like really good cast in there, but a lot of it went on to practical props, because they literally built a Roman city, because everything in it was practical effects. So they had this whole cityscape that covered 5 acres of a 25-acre film site out in Italy, near Rome as well, actually, funny. So that cost a lot. So 110 million, a lot of that went into that. But if you're looking at it in the long term, once that set was built, it was there, it's reusable, you know? And so they would have had that for the entirety. So the following seasons would have been less cost, because they don't have to build more props, or, you know, city and stuff like that. Not on the scale as they did. And, you know, it would have been still cheaper. But, as I said, they go in there because they didn't think they was earning the money out of it. So they cancelled it. And then, like, halfway through season 2, they started getting the money in from the DVD sales, and realised that they'd actually done pretty damn well on that. But by then, it was pretty much still too late to actually go, oh, we'll continue again, because they'd changed the whole trajectory of the 2nd season, because they didn't think they were going to get any more. So, yeah, so HBO sort of shot themselves in the foot, and they have, like, the guy has come out who was the head at the time, and they said, like, you know, they kind of regretted it, you know. But in those days, you didn't really get, like, unlike streaming, you know if something's a hit because it gets streamed to buggery. But they didn't realise, they miscalculated, and they shot themselves in the foot, basically. And plus, by then, everybody, all the existing cast, are now, because they're not going to get renewed, so they're out looking for jobs. So trying to get hold of that amount of actors all at the same time again would be like nigh on impossible because people were committed. Like I know, like Kevin McKidd went in to do Grey's Anatomy after that. So you know, he was on that for years. I think he's still in it. I haven't watched it in like 8 years. So yeah, but it was a really great show. It was a really interesting like sort of thing. But I did turn off after about half an hour because I did start to doze off. The guy did send me to sleep a bit. But what I then did was I flicked over and found something else. It was about the Battle of Jutland. Another little sort of like unseen history, I think it was called. What was it called? Subscriptions. No. That's what I want. Yeah, History Undone. That's it. It was an hour-long sort of breakdown of the Battle of Jutland, but it was actually quite fascinating. These two, like this former admiral historian and this other guy who is a like YouTuber naval historian or historian in general, and they're talking through the whole Battle of Jutland. And because I knew a bit about it, that it took place in World War One. There was a lot of ships involved, but I didn't know actually how it panned out and stuff. So it was actually quite interesting. So I do recommend that. History Undone on YouTube. History Undone with James somebody or other. Couldn't tell you who. James Hansen. There you go. Stop. Stop. Don't want that. We'll go back to that. So what else is other people up to? What's going on? What's the consensus amongst the masses that are viewing this evening? What are we getting ourselves into? What have we gotten ourselves out of? All these important questions need answering. Foxhole Games, what have you been up to? I'm not up yet. All right, doing the hard graft. Hey, Heed. Evening all. I'm currently really into Limsips. There's a lot of that crap going around at the moment. I know my boss had a little bit of a sniffle today. My co-worker Will was sneezing yesterday. I had a bit of sneeze as well, but I seem to be okay at the moment. So I hope that you improve, my friend. How have you been? Did you have a good Christmas? Did you get anything nice for Christmas? That's the important question that we all want to know. Did you get some good shit? I got that. Which is quite, you know what, I wish I had this during COVID. I would have happily just walked around with this on. You know, yeah, not going to get me. I'll still wear a mask underneath just to play it safe. But, you know, cool. So, Didn't ask for it. It just turned up. Unexpected like, and it was pretty cool. Really quite pleased. I got some Lego. You can't go wrong with a bit of Lego. Oh. So I haven't done the gold on that bit. Yes. That's the wrong one. That's the one. Actually, so this time last week I was looking after the kids. The ex had gone out, well, gone away for an evening, and I ended up watching Life of Brian, you know, the all-round Christmas movie. So that was an interesting evening. Also, I finished off Yellowstone, which is a really great TV series, which obviously is now released the second half of 5th season. That was good. Started watching Cobra Kai season 6. Started watching Arcane season 2. Although we have put a stop on that because it's a little bit sad at the moment in the thing, and it's Christmas. Don't want to be sad over Christmas and stuff. There's enough things making you sad over Christmas, let alone watching TV shows. So put that that's on hiatus at the moment. What else was there? I restarted watching Buck Rogers in the 25th Century with the original 1979 Gil Gerard as Buck Rogers, and just watching it, just like, wow, this is like really out there. I used to love it as a kid. So that was fun. Great. The frick. Get some of this on. Some of that. Anyone got any decent plans for next Wednesday? You're partying, staying indoors, hiding from the world. What's the consensus? What's the best way to get through next Wednesday? I need to get a refill, so 2 seconds. So you might have a variation. So rinse that out. A little bit of vodka. Fanta, even. Splashing time. That's that. So not quite lem sip, but lem sup. Not bad. Right. I'm going to go with some Agrac mix. So, actually Wednesday, well, New Year's Day, I guess I'll be streaming. So, there's that at least, if you're bored. You know where to find me. I'm sitting here doing some more painting. That's I'm still out there, Jinx. kind of refreshing and yet alcoholic. So it's always welcome. What? What, Ben? What? What have you seen? What have I done? So it's not mood juice. It's actually a bit of Grey Goose. I'm just going to put the hair dryer. That's poor show, young man. Poor show. You need to retrieve that whiskey. I'll probably going back to my Jack Daniels in a minute. I'm just going to say, I'm having that, just a palate cleanser. What's the limsip holding up, Pete? I'm still keeping you alive. Are you still with us? Give. Seems to be working so far. Good. Stay away from the light. Stay away from the light, Caroline. grass. I need something to help me get my logic engine going, so that's our orange quality streak. focus, concentration, slipping some Evil Sun's Scarlet over the Mephiston, just to lift it a hue. Good. So, you might be risking it, but I'm going in without wearing any 60 specs. How many of these tanks have I got? So I've got these two, and hold on a sec. And I've got another box, that was introductory box set. So that gives me 4 of these in total. Yeah, so the only other tanks I've got are some troop carriers, although they can be also built as a Glamis mobile gun, so self-propelled gun basically. I've got a few cannons. What's the K? Yeah, Mordred heavy artillery, so I've got 4 of them. So those Mordreds. That's the troop carriers. That's the tanks, or you can build them as the other things. Some dudes, other dudes, horsey dudes, and other things. So there's 2 box sets. So the introductory box set and basically the sovereign battle group, which is that big thing there. Those 2 tanks, those 2 Mordreds, horses, and some Black Watch walkers. There's a small group, but it should be okay, especially with that bloody thing. Because everything has their own little, niches to fill. So it's not like you've got to go mental on everything, like tank wires or whatever. It's not necessary. Horsey dudes, you have to make them centaurs now. They kind of look centaurs because they're like robot horses. I do also have the Union starter set, or starter battle group set. So basically they bring out a battle group set which is like trying to think what it came out. So like in Legions Imperialis, where you had like the Mechanicum battle group, so you had lots of stuff like 4 tanks, loads of robots and stuff like that. But then they'll do subsequent releases, which are the smaller versions. So like you'll only have like the infantry in a box. You'll only have the robot dudes in a box, like 2 sprues of robot dudes, and then you'll have like tanks in a box, sort of thing. So I think GW do it for about 95 quid, but you'd be looking sort of when you break it down, you're probably looking at more like 120 quid's worth of stuff, if you know what I mean. The Union box set I've got to do is that. So in that you've got 4 trucks, 4 tanks, a land train thingy, some artillery bits, loads of troops, their cavalry are like steam power motorbike type things, whatever, and then you've got these robot-y dudes, and you get some buildings in there as well. So there's a lot of stuff. So beef trucks here, so that's the F. Ironhide transports, or you can make them as lamplighter flame trucks. So I'm assuming they're the flame trucks and they're the Ironhide transports on there. And you also get all the like gubbings, as they call it, so tokens, cards, mini rule book, the template thingy for movement and stuff. But that's this is like this box set, which is bigger than the Mechanicum one that you got, and you've got a fair amount of stuff, you know, obviously in this, and you've got some buildings as well, and all the rule books. Whereas, and that's about the same price than the Mechanicum box set, but obviously that's for LI. This is for Armoured Clash. Two little tonks. Do these funnels. Who cares which is better in game? It's a flame truck. You have to make that. Well, to be fair, that was the first thought that I had. Ah, there's a flame truck, eh? Lamplighter flame truck. Yeah, it's say for what you get, and they are nicely detailed, easy to put together. Little tonks. There are on the tabletop. They did a like demo game with James Hewitt, who helped with write the rules for it. And so they do a little sort of game. So they've got like a couple of tanks. They've got some walkers and they've got some infantry. So it was like the Crown versus the Empire. So the Empire is like the Chinese, Far East. So like they'll probably have like sub-factions from Japan and Korea as part of their sort of dominion sort of thing. And yeah, that was quite interesting because they're very characterful as well. So like the stuff in there has a definite like US sort of aesthetic. So like the lamplighter truck and the fire truck and the transport reminds me of like, you know, 1920s trucks that you see in like Bugsy Malone type thing. And obviously, you know, these are like World War One tanks, a bit wider perhaps, but and that's St. Paul's with tracks. But that's you know, each of them has their own aesthetic based on the culture it takes inspiration from, basically. But yeah, I say like these are pretty cool. I do like them, and I think I'm actually going to. Oh, you can take that off. I didn't magnetize it at the end because it just sits there anyway. You're not going to be like going meow or anything with it. Maybe people would want me to, but I'm not going to. So these two little dudes. So these are, I think they're about 8mm. I'm just going to do their base. I'm going to put the thing there. It is. Yeah, so let's just I'll look it up. Union faction battle group. Right, yeah. So the Union faction battle group from Wayland is £120, but if you go to, because they're doing it like Games Workshop, because Wayland are War Cradle, so that you can get it from there. They've got it in stock, but you're paying normal RRP. But you can get it from places like Element Games, Firestorm Games, I believe, as well, and several others. But you'll get at a discounted price. So, but it's obviously if they've got the stock, whereas War Cradle generally have them in stock because it's their own thing. But yeah, but it's good value for money, and as I said, like that is a really cool little kit. I say you literally got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So like 7 parts. But 8 with the cannon, because you've got a cannon as well. So the St. Paul's bit or the cannon. So that's the Sovereign, or you've got the Monarch, which is the artillery versions. And first, well done, Judge. Hello, buddy. Happy Christmas and almost Happy New Year. How you been? Yeah, it's really, I really like, you know, the aesthetic. He reminds me again of Mortal Engines. So you actually like having London steam after you. Merry New Mass. Although there are other places that sell it for more, or at the same price. But there are, as I say, places where. So actually, here you go. It's not what I wanted. What do I want? I wanted that. So that's the Lakota heavy rail, and you have magnet points there. The Hotchkiss revolving cannon battle group, Pacifier heavy infantry platoon, Kodiak artillery tank leader, Federal trooper platoon, Lakota again, Iron Horse cavalry. So, and obviously you've got the Lamplighter flame truck, which you seem to be appreciative of. But yeah, they're definitely based, as you can tell by the coloration, on like Union troops from sort of, you know, the end of the Civil War sort of era. So they're pretty cool. And again, like this is what you see, sort of like Victorian era soldiery. Because I think the game is set is sort of late 19th century. So I think it's sort of like 1860s, 1870s. Let's have a look. When is this dystopian wars set? Yeah, so it's late 19th century. Just skimming, so. But yeah, so basically, if you don't know, it's kind of like they've discovered this resource called sturgium, which basically is similar, I guess, to vibranium. So imagine if Wakanda wasn't just a single country, you know, if there was access to this sturgium for many countries, and they all realize, hey, we can do this sort of crazy stuff with it, like making bigger sort of tanks because they're better power sources or whatever like that. You can have flying aircraft carriers, and aircraft carriers for that point, because obviously aircraft carriers didn't really show up until the 20th century. So it's like a sci-fi sort of enhancement. So got that sort of that steampunk feel to it. So I'm going to give that. Just a bit. attacked by a giant brush. Yeah, not too bad. Not too heavy. I think that will do for them. We can go back onto their stations on that. Yes, I think that's going to be about it for this evening. Yeah, so we didn't paint that, we painted these two Galahads. So the rules for these on the Armoured Clash website, which you can basically just Google Armoured Clash. It'll be on there for War Cradle. And you can go on there, choose your faction, and on that you'll have the assembly guides, the order of battle, or Orbat. So you can see all the units and their stats and stuff, because it's all free. So obviously they do sort of like, you know, update them every few months or so. So there's always running and checking on how the game interacts and works. And if something is a little bit OP, they'll deal with it and do it. So you're not always buying books, which is a nice change. And as I say, when you get a starter set, it has to be a starter set. You get the books and all the gubbins, or you can buy them separately. But if you're paying out sort of 45, 50 quid for a starter set, so I'll just double check on that. So the Stepping Wars. So yeah, you can get sort of like dependent on what one. Hold on. So I've looked up Dystopian Wars. So Dystopian Wars set, you're looking sort of like 60 quid. But you get all the gubbins, because I think the gubbins on their own is about 25, 30 quid anyway. And then you've got a fleet in there. Now most starter sets, he says, comes with a capital ship. Yeah, so for example, well, this one's £51 plus delivery, because this is from Goblin Gaming, for example. So you get in the starter set, you get all these ships here. So you've got a battleship there, which is resin. Then you've got some skimmer units, so they're like cruisers. These are also sort of cruiser ships. 2 submarines, artillery submarines, and then 4 sort of like corvette cruisers, well, not cruisers, frigates, and what they call SRS tokens, because these floaty ones can also be built. Oh, there you go. Can also be built as like little carriers, sort of thing, and you can deploy SRS, which are basically aircraft, so they have their own mechanic within the game. But that's basically one sort of fleet base in a box. It's a fleet in a box, so you can field all of them as a battle fleet. So you've got a battleship as your HQ type, and then you've got some choices to make there with the submersibles and surface units. But you also, on top of that, get the rulebook and stuff. So in that regards, it is value for money. So War Cradle. Because that's the thing with the ships, you can build them in different styles of ships. So here's another one, for example. You pulse this up. Can I put it up? Can I have a look, please? So this is a Union starter set. So you've got a big resin ship, you've got some flying units there, carrier. So those ships there, you should have parts that do like another 2 different types of ship as well. So not just aircraft carriers. These are like monitors, cruisers, whatever, and then some corvette types, and then SRS. So as I said, you'll get in a starter set everything you need to field a fleet of some size, basic size, but you've also got the rule book and the measury bits. Flame ships. So there are ships out there that fire like really horrible things, like Commonwealth have these little corvettes, so very nippy, and you fill them in like a squadron, which you can have like up to sort of like 5 ships in the squadron, or they're only like mass 1, but because they're mass 1 and fast, it's harder to hit them because they're going meow like that. But these particular ones have these mortars on there, and when they're in range, they will mortar your ships and like do some really nasty sort of like additional sort of stuff, which like, you know, like hazardous payloads in these mortar rounds that come in. So you've got lots of stuff. There's even a faction. A faction that basically has the ability to fire whales, like killer whales, at your ships. I don't know why, but they just do. It's a thing. Strange enough, as soon as I learnt about that, killer whales started attacking billionaires and their yachts. So it just seems like it's a reality. But yeah, so each faction has its advantages and disadvantages, but it all adds character. But yeah, there's some good factions out there. So like Imperium are pretty hardcore, tough to beat sort of thing. So it's like they've got some decent sort of weapons stuff there. Commonwealth. They're like the Russian side of things, and they're meant to be, you know, not as well made ships, but they have these rules where if certain ships get sunk, at the end of the turn you roll a dice, and if you get an explodes result, you can bring it back or bring another one of that class or a different like like a lighter class. There's only 2 ships you can bring back, but that can be very handy because they've got tough, like like they're called quantity over quality, which is basically you sink one of their ships at the end of that turn, they roll a dice. If the hit explodes, they bring back only a basic form of that ship, but it's still a ship. You know, so you could theoretically like sink 3 ships, and 3 ships come back next turn. Theoretically, if they're very lucky with their dice rolls. But yeah, so 2 Galahad Tonks. I'll probably go around and just make sure and touch up on bits and pieces on that. Oh, sorry, yawning. I'm a tired boy. But yeah, as I said, I was going to leave it now anyway. So 2 tanks painted in the session. Thank you for coming to hang out and chill and listen to some cool, relaxing music and my witcherings. And I'll probably will be on New Year's Day because it's New Year's Day. New Year's Eve I wouldn't be on. New Year's Day I will be on. So I might be on earlier even. Who knows? Let's find out. It'll be fun. So until then, my friends, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And I will see you in the new year, I guess. So until then, adios and happy hobbying. Take care.